Alrighty, let me take you around the garden on Thursday, June 18th. It's really hot today, so you'll see some of the plants maybe look a little bit wilty, but when you check the soil underneath, there's still moisture in the soil, so I'm not going to overwater them. And it's also not our day to water. We can only water on odd number days. So today's an even day, but that's also why the rain barrel back there comes in handy, because if something looks really crappy and like it needs it, I just fill it from my watering cans from the rain barrel, and then I've got a backup source of water. So let's start over here, because this is pretty cool and exciting. I have, see them in there? Yellow zucchini. Very, very cool. There's another one over here. And we've got this plant that's a little bit different, has a bunch of them in there. Yeah, these plants, no sign of blooms yet, but lots of flowers in there. So we will be eating those zucchinis in, I would guess, a week because of the speed they grow. I have started kind of tying up our squashes. You can see it down there. It's just a little bit of support, just to encourage it to grow up. So I've got them tied off, whoops, down at the bottom there. And you'll see they're starting to hang on by themselves too, which is what we want. That's good. Chicory, oregano. We had pizza last night, so I picked a bunch of oregano for our sauce. Climbing bean. It's starting to get some of the red flowers on it. It is red scarlet runner bean. And this is the one that kind of broke down in here. But it's continuing. It's got a new shoot, so I thought it might do that. Plants are smart like that. There we go, our sunflower. See the ants? There have been ants all over this sunflower. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I should maybe do some research on it. They don't seem to be eating it or anything. I think sunflowers produce a bit of like a sap, so I think they might be actually like mining it for sap or something. I don't know. I'm making that up. All right, tying these guys off. They're growing up. So that's exciting. Just a little bit of support. And it's loose, like as the plant continues to get bigger, there's no chance of it suffocating itself. Okay. Yeah, look at the height of this guy as a comparison. Well, I guess you can't really see, but it is like knee height. Anyway, those four are butternut, and then these ones down here are spaghetti squash. And again, look at this, all the little curlicues, the way they tie themselves on. It's great. It's very cool. I've actually never grown squash this way before. I've always let them just run around the ground, and I've always gotten squash bug, and it's always been a bit of a disaster and a nightmare. So yeah, we're trying to keep as many leaves as possible off the ground and keep it growing up, and we'll see what happens. But so far, knock on wood, it's working. I planted out some more cilantro. I think I told you about that last time. Climbing bean has gone all the way up, and I don't know where it's going to go next. It's a mystery. Another climbing bean over here, all the way up. And it is putting out a second tendril, like a second shoot, which is cool. So that'll start climbing around too. And the cucumbers are starting to find things to hang on to. And we have some little cucumbers in there. So these guys are pickling. These guys here are English. So they should be like a longer slicer cucumber. Look at this. Climbing beans as well. These are the Scarlet runner beans. So if we get in there, there's like 3 or 4 different plants all wrapped around. Eventually this will just be one giant mass of leaves and beans and blooms, and at least that's what we're hoping. Look at these beans though. These guys do not like the heat, and it shows. Look at that. So I think I might actually pull these out, some of them, the ones that are really crappy, and I'll plant some cucumbers here. because, you know, why not? This one's doing fine still. So the ones that are not good, like this one, I will most likely rip out today and plant some English slicing cucumbers. So onions, I've done a bit of research and I'd never heard of this before, but you're apparently supposed to spoon your onions. Like you dig around till like the roots are showing or almost showing, and then that allows it to like turn into a bigger, fatter onion bulb. So we're gonna try that. And they also said you're supposed to like cut the tops off. So I did that on some of them down here. So we'll see if those ones get bigger than these ones, which I didn't cut the tops off. And the tops, like there's a lot. It's all good greenery. So I dried it. I sun-dried it the other day. And then I just put it in an old coffee blender, which is now a spice blender, and blended it up and made an onion powder out of it. So nothing's going to go to waste. Here we go. These are just normal French beans. But I do have some nice ones. I tried to plant them at different times because you don't want a glut of beans, which we're probably going to get anyways. So there's these guys, and then like these guys are much smaller because they were planted later. There's a cabbage. I threw some extra lettuce in the other day. I had them. Why not? There was a blank spot here. So look at these ones. This one is a Burgundy bean. There's another Burgundy bean over here and over there. So they're really pretty. They turn green as soon as you cook them. But they just look nice in the garden. Nice change, nice variety. Pretty sure this one's yellow because you can kind of see hints of yellow in the stem. And we're getting the flowers, so it won't be long before we've got beans. And over here, see the kale's looking a little wilty, but it's fine. I'm not going to over baby it. I did put in some more lettuce today. These little baby frilly ones. So that's a one that's further along of the same variety. We did have a bunch of romaine the other day. I cut a bunch of romaine heads. We had a Caesar salad. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the lettuce bed. It's looking lush at the moment. I put arugula on my pizza last night. That was delish. I am gonna have to get in here and cut a bunch of this chicory. And perhaps what I'll do is just blanch it and freeze it. I've got a food saver, so I can suck all the air out and save it. Lots of flowers on the peas. And there are quite a few peas. So if we're looking, there's more. And yeah, more up here. So we're just waiting for them to fill it a little bit. I could pick them. Like I could pick them this way and we could eat them that way. Maybe I will. But we haven't had pizza. I mean, we are having pizza again tonight because I made too much dough yesterday. So peas and pizza don't really go. I did take a broccoli head the other day. That was delish. And you can see, where did I see it? There's another one forming in here. It's too bright out. I can't tell if I got that or not. I am going to have to start pulling out some of the cabbages because I knew when I planted them that there were too many in a small space, but I was like, I'll just use them for the leaves. So I'm going to start pulling these out, like thinning my cabbages. Who does that? But you can see the difference between these guys, which are close, and that guy, which has the room to grow. So I won't get any heads of cabbage on these if I don't thin it out. So that's what I'm probably going to do as well today. I'll cut those leaves, or I'll just take the plants right out and give them more space. And the leaves, I may make sauerkraut with them. We'll see. Yeah, probably will actually. Look at this. Potato flowers. So these plants in this row are the same as the 3 sad plants over there. And those 3 sad plants over there, I don't think are even going to flower anymore. The flowers look like they've dried out. So I don't really know what happened. Look at all the flower heads on there. That's pretty. These are red potatoes, so that's why the flower is so purple. And they say about a week or two after they flower, you can start like digging up some. I might just leave them, let them turn into big tubers. I'm in no rush. I still have a few potatoes from the grocery store in the cupboard. You see, look at these flower heads. It doesn't even look like they're going to open anymore. They're all like dried out. What happened to you guys? I don't know. But the other potatoes are looking fine. These guys, lots of flowers. None opening yet. Yeah, no, not yet. But maybe in a couple of days. We're getting lots of tomato flowers, and they are starting to open. So I don't know what's going on here. The one that was really wilty before has totally perked himself up. He's fine. His roots, I guess he was just a new transplant and his roots weren't in far enough. But these guys are not new transplants, and all of a sudden today, they look super dehydrated. So I've watered, and hopefully that's all that's going on here. Hopefully they'll just perk up. It's supposed to get down to 16 tonight, which will be nice. The plants will just probably be like, thank you. I mean, heat is good for some things, but not all the time. Tomatoes like the heat, but look at the flower on that thing. It's weird, eh? I don't know what this one is. We will see. As it turns into a tomato, I'll be able to tell what they are. These guys are starting to flower. If you can get it. I don't know if I can get it. Got my basil growing in between. Yeah, I guess we'll take a peek at the peppers. No peppers yet, but lots and lots of potential flower heads on all the plants. I can't see anything because it's so bright. All right, eggplant. I'll show you those guys. I think they look pretty good. I'm creating a shadow. So there we go. These guys take a while. Eggplant, when I've grown it in the past, I've almost only ever gotten like 1 or 2 eggplants. Mostly because it's gotten too cold again in the fall, and then they've just died on me. So usually eggplant takes a really long time, at least in my experience. I don't know if in a garden bed it'll be different, and this spot's very sunny. I was growing it on the deck in Oakville in a pot, so potentially they don't like living in a pot, or it was very sunny up on that deck. Like my peppers always grew up there, but we never had much luck with the eggplant. All right, that's kind of it. I'll show you over here. I've got my extra patch of cilantro, a little bit of dill, a whole bunch of weeds. I don't really weed over here. It's just kind of, I threw some seeds in on the side, some borage, some chamomile down here. So yeah, that is the garden on Thursday. Was it the 18th? Thanks for watching.